Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And for today, we are looking at a small atmospheric fighter called the AF-1u1 Katar atmospheric fighter, which is this lovely thing right here. So this is a very small ship with a lot of firepower on it, which you can use to blast your enemies into pieces. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, there it is. This thing is 576 small blocks, requiring the decorative block number 2 DLC pack, and we do have absolutely everything about the ship listed on the workshop page. So there we go, that's all very nice. So what we're going to do is have a quick look around the outside, and then we're going to fly it around for a bit and shoot up the Coast Guard ship sitting over there. Yes, coming all the way around over to here, this is what we get at the very front. So front and center, we got ourselves a double camera setup, one with an LCD screen in front of it showing us our artificial horizon, and one just below it to allow us to zoom in without any interference. To the left and the right of our cameras, we've got some atmospheric thrusters to help us slow down, and some Gatling guns to blast our enemies with. Moving just above this, we'll see our fighter cockpit, which is how we're going to fly this thing, with an LCD screen sitting in front of it, showing us our meters per second. Moving along the side of that, we've got some transparent LCD screen blocks with the name of the ship and a little number. Of course, we can see the size of our atmospheric thrusters and Gatling guns right there. As we move along the side, we've got some interior lights sitting on some blast door edge blocks, and we have a landing gear which has just been sat right behind our front Gatling gun. Moving up and just behind our fighter cockpit, we do have a label there telling us how to rescue the pilot in case they are stuck inside it. So it says rescue, open the cockpit with a grinder. As we continue along the body of the ship, we've got a spotlight there to light up the darkness, a green glowing light, and a bunch of rocket launchers to blast your enemies with, along with 3 more Gatling guns. As we move across over to here and towards the back, we've got some more sneaky batteries hidden away in there, covered up by some digital camouflage skin, and some more thrusters. Over here is how we can access our Gatling guns to load ammunition in and out of it. Then moving over to here towards our batteries, we can see some large atmospheric thrusters to keep us off the ground, and some more access points which have been clearly labelled. Over to here, we've got ourselves another warning label to make sure we don't get accidentally sucked in to this large atmospheric thruster right here and be turned into mush. Pulling away from here, continuing along to the very back, then got some more atmospheric thrusters to help us maneuver this thing. And over to here, we've got one large atmospheric thruster to push us forwards, along with a few more small ones to help give us some more speed. Moving up and above, we've got some green and red lights, which have all been sat across onto some blast or edge blocks, just lifted away from the main body. And moving up and above here and looking down, we'll be able to see our tops of our large atmospheric thrusters, and of course some more thrusters, some more blast or blocks just covering up those batteries, and there is our parachute hatch. If we were to come down and underneath this thing, there is our Gatling gun and our landing gear. We've got a small access point right there along with a ore detector, so we could use this to map out some ore in case we need to go and find it. We've got some more interior lights right there. We can see the glow of our green and red lights. A connector to load all the ammunition into this or to unload anything we've collected on our journey. There is some more landing gear, a bunch of thrusters to help us keep off the ground, and all the way here at the very back we then got another LCD screen where it says danger, hot exhaust. So that is a very brief around the outside, and it does look fantastic. The sheer amount of thrusters on this, sheer amount of guns on this, and the way it's all been set up, it does look bloody fantastic, especially when you fly it around. So what we're going to do now is get into my character and we'll go through the hotbar. So number 1 is going to be to fire our Gatling guns straight forwards. Now you might be wondering why the guns are showing up as red. That's because I have the tracer mod installed on this world, and I will leave a link to that in the description below along with this ship. Number 2 will be to fire our rocket launchers all together straight forwards to leave a nasty hole in your enemy. Number 3 and 4 is for our landing gear to lock or unlock them and to turn it on and off. 5 and 6 is for our connector underneath there, and number 7 is to view where our LCD screen is at the front, and number 8 is to view the LCD screen just below it. Number 9 is for our parachute hatch on the top to auto deploy on and off, so for an emergency we can switch that on and safely come down to the ground. On tab number 2, we've got some safety measures for our guns to switch them on and off, so you can no longer fire your guns in case you're very trigger happy. Number 5 will be for our lights around the ship, so switching that will then turn off our lights, and putting it back on, they all start to glow up again. Number 4 is for our camera below, so this is how we're going to connect up our connector or to land this thing onto the ground. Number 5 is for our brakes, so if we were to go forwards and then turn that off, we'll then cruise along until we switch it back on. Number 6 is for our beacon on and off, 7 for our battery to auto or recharge, 8 is for our reactor on and off, and number 9 is for our O2H2 generator on and off. Tab number 3, we then got some controls for our antenna on and off, and then our parachute hatches to open and close manually. That all done and out of the way, it's time for a quick little thruster test, then we'll go shoot up that ship sitting over there. So moving forwards, this is what we get. We've got a nice lot of speed with that, and it does feel like there is a fair amount of weight on this ship. Stopping as well is pretty good, and we can always do a 180 if we want to stop a lot faster. Moving left, and moving right, we still got a nice lot of speed with that. And then going down, and then going up again, we've got some nice speed with that as well. And wiggling my mouse around, we've got a fair bit of weight on this. It's not too floaty like some small ships tend to go for, it does have a bit of meat on there, and it is generally what I prefer when it comes to a small fighter. But with that out of the way, it's time to shoot up this ship over here. And it appears we've now got green traces, not too sure when that happened. But yes, we can now shoot that up, and I've just remembered that block destruction is currently turned off. So despite me pummeling it with all the Gatling guns, it's never going to do anything. But we can always switch over across to our rocket launcher, like so, and yes, just keep blasting it, and nothing will happen. Yes, it is a lovely little ship to play around with if you are looking for a small fighter with a lot of firepower. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. There will also be a link to the tracer mod I'm currently using. Yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.